Hello, and welcome to Pace to Purpose, where every step leads youth, families, and communities toward hope, healing, and wholeness. I'm Nomi Pace Wallace with Nomi for Youth.
And I'm April Pace Williams with Journey to Live Complete. And we're excited to walk this journey with you.
So, tune in each week as we move hearts and minds towards purpose.
One pace at a time.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Pace to Purpose. I'm your host, Nomi Pace Wallace, and I'm here with my sister,
April Pace Williams.
Yes, and we are glad to be back again another Saturday. First Saturday in July. We're excited about that. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th. And last month we talked about timing, right?
Yes.
So, what are we talking about this month?
We are talking about families and relationships.
Right. We're coming up off of Juneteenth and
Right.
now the 4th. And
Right.
so for the month of July, we're talking about family. And this week's topic is building strong family bonds.
Right.
How important is that?
Very, very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Family across the board, across nationalities, but because the Black family is so very near and dear to our hearts,
Is
right? We have to think about building strong family bonds within the Black family, Black community.
Right.
Because have we really been intentional about doing that across the board? I have to wonder about that sometimes. And if we, come up short, then what can we do to make sure that we are not subpar in that area? We need to build stronger family bonds.
I think we do. I think that it's a little bit of both. I think when you think about family reunions and stuff like that, they were more prevalent for us back in the day when we were younger. But I think now you do have some families who are very intentional about continuing their legacies and all of that, and having those types of events so that people can learn their history. But you have families like ours who used to do it back in the day, and now we're having to build our own. So I think it's a little mixture of both, but I think
agree.
we can do more. Definitely.
Yes, definitely. I agree. So speaking of that, how do you think that, what types of values, how do we, pass along values, and what are some of the important values that we have to pass on down from one generation to the next?
So I would say when I think of values, I think of Mother Dear.
Mm-hmm. And Mother Dear is our grandmother.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Mother Dear is Nomi. Mm-hmm. Nomi, the OG.
Right. Exactly.
So some of the values that she taught us: trust and respect, communication, love. Those things were very much core to what she taught us, but also excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Excellence in education, particularly.
Yes.
So I think those values definitely played a huge part in how all of us across the board, anyone in her legacy has had those foundational values as a part of their upbringing in some form or fashion.
I agree. And what I can remember too is not only her, but our grandfather as well.
Yes.
We call him Papa. But,
yes.
He would be up early before anyone else. I'd say 5,
yes.
maybe 5:30. And he'd be up and he'd be reading his Bible. And it was every day. And anytime we sat down for any meal, it was required that each person who was about to eat that meal had
Mm-hmm.
to say a verse, and we couldn't
Yes.
repeat what the other one said. We
Nope.
had to have our own Bible verse to
Yes.
repeat before we were able to eat. So that's one of the things too. It was a
Yes.
combination of them
The
both.
two of them.
It was faith and, like you say, excellence.
Yes.
And from excellence comes, for me, work ethic.
Yes.
So it was the faith and consistency. And for me, Papa,
That's
he showed what faith, he exemplified faith,
yes.
because you saw it in his actions and the
Right.
choices he made, the way he lived, his consistency.
Consistency. That's what I was going to.
Consistency
Yeah.
was, it was faithful. It was
Right.
faithful. He exemplified faith. And
Yes.
so his message of faith, his example of faith, and then with Mother Dear, they had both the same thing, right? He had faith and work ethic, and she had faith and work ethic, but I think they kind of balanced one another out, because when I think of her excellence in advocating for youth and teaching, and the type of teacher she was. And so faith and work ethic are two of the strongest values that, for me, that I feel like have been trickled down and show up, that I have to rely upon, that I must rely upon.
Right. Because we had to be disciplined as well. And something as simple as not falling asleep on the couch was something. Get up and get in the bed. Right. And so there was an element of discipline in everything that they did. So they didn't just say, do as I say and not as I do. It was, I'm going to show you what this looks like.
Exactly.
I definitely agree.
Yes. So in today's age, the challenge, you were saying when we first started this episode, right? I think you said something to the extent about how do we maintain, like communication in keeping families together.
Right.
For me, there's the challenge of virtual versus in person, but I think that in today's age, both have to be just as important, because if we don't utilize our group chats, and our emails and all that, then we lose opportunities to connect with family, close family, distant family. And then we also need to take advantage of the times that we do have opportunities to connect in person.
Right.
And that's very important. What I have the fear of is that because of technology, all in-person get-togethers or communicating and all that is going to diminish or become weakened.
Right. It's happening basically only when someone dies. Or some special occasion, or a wedding or funeral, and that shouldn't be. But you're right. We do have social media. You do have that virtual thing, and I will say that it has been, for me, it has been a good thing, because a lot of the people that we wouldn't have even known about, as far as family is concerned, we found via social media or things like ancestry.com and stuff like that. So the virtual world, the internet, has been a blessing and a curse all at the same time.
I agree.
But I do believe that we do need to make sure that we aren't just checking in online or checking in a text message. We have to have in-person relationships.
We do.
There's nothing like being in person with someone. We talk on almost a daily basis when we can, but it's nothing like being in each other's presence.
Right. For me, that's a part of humanity. you
Right.
know,
Right.
of being able to actually engage with another person in real life.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's top of the line important.
We have to, even as introverts, we have to have, like, when COVID came
Hmm.
around, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, this is a blessing. Yes, I don't have to be around people. But but at the same time,
You did miss it.
I
Right,
did miss it.
right.
I'm happy I didn't have to go back in person. But
Hmm. Hmm.
I remember it was one time where everything was shut down and we all were in Killeen together. And the four of us hadn't been together in years like that. But we were
Hmm.
stuck in the house together and we did TikTok videos. That's how I got addicted to TikTok. Okay. So, but that was a special time. CJ and I bonded on one end and LG and I bonded on, or we all did videos together, but it was
Hmm. Would you say that that time was priceless?
oh, absolutely. Absolutely
Hmm.
priceless. When
Yeah,
those videos
yeah.
pop back up, I'm like, oh my, that it
Hmm.
warms my heart because
Hmm.
I cherish the relationship that we have,
Hmm.
and when we do have the time to come together, oh,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing like it.
Yeah, COVID was the last time that that my daughters and grandchildren that we all spent under the same roof for periods of more than a week,
Right, right,
at
right.
a time. We've been together under one roof, but not
Consistent.
consistently.
Right.
And for me, it was, oh man, it's too bad that this pandemic is going on, but at
Right.
least my family's here.
Right. Exactly.
It was good. It was, time that you never really imagine seeing again, once everybody is gone and here, there, and everywhere. And it
Mhm.
just so happens that during the pandemic, we all get to be together again.
Right.
So that was a blessing.
And so how can we create that consistency? Like, how can we create consistent moments of connection when, now that we're post COVID, it was no
Right,
longer we have to be stuck under one roof.
right,
So
right.
in today's fast-paced world, how do we create those moments? Not just for those of us who have children who are out of the house, but for those families who still have children within the house and they're with tech and all of this or whatever.
Right. And I think it's just a matter of planning. Planning to do things together.
Right.
Games for families with children who are young.
Mhm.
Okay, this is going to be family game night.
Right.
We're going to have family game night,
Mhm.
or we're going to do this on Saturday. Planning things.
Right.
Planning things, especially when you're all under one roof. Let's do something that's not necessarily the norm, or let's create a new tradition of doing this. And then for families who might have grown children
Mhm.
that call themselves adults,
Right.
um, you know, we can always plan things,
Right.
plan occasions, plan trips, plan holidays,
Right.
things like that, and stay in touch virtually or through group texts and things
Right.
like that. So I think it can be a hybrid on that end when you have older children.
Right.
But I think a lot of it comes down into not taking each day for granted.
Granted.
Setting
Yes.
aside the time to really engage with your family. To
Right.
really engage with your family, setting aside that time and not just letting it, not just living life instead of letting life live you.
Right. Who?
Okay, so we're about to go to break, but before we do, here's a question, just something for you to think about and consider moving forward. In building relationships with your family, what is one small thing that you can do, one small change you can make that ensures that you are helping to build a strong relationship and strong bonds with your family, your immediate family, your friends, your distant family?
Right.
Think about it. We'll think about it too. And we'll be right back on GSSL Radio. Okay, welcome back to Pace to Purpose. And we're going to continue our conversation this month. We are talking about family.
Yes.
Yes, we are. And today's topic is about, Building strong family bonds. It's not as simple as it sounds.
It's not.
In fact, I had to clear my throat just to get it out. Because it can take work. It can take work and it can take
Yes.
intention, but it is all well worth it. It is
Yes.
all well worth it. So because
Absolutely.
you know that saying, there's nothing like family. And it's very true. There is nothing like family. So we left by thinking of saying, let's challenge everyone to think about what can we do, each person,
Mhm.
to help build stronger bonds within our families.
Right.
So I'll go first.
Okay. Okay.
What can I do to help build stronger bonds within my family?
Mhm.
So my answer to that is being more communicative. I think that when I know myself, you know, who
Mhm.
knows you better than you?
Right.
And so I think that one area that I have challenges in are being clear in my communication and timely in my communication. So I think if I worked on my communication style, um,
Like responding to text messages. This what you mean? Like
um,
no.
no, I mean being verbally. I think I respond well to text messages
Sometimes. Sometimes.
most of the time. Okay, so
Now,
that's
now you do. Well, you used to respond quicker until I showed you that you can take the red receipt off.
well, I don't have a red receipt on there.
I know. And so don't nobody know if you've read it or not. So now you don't have to respond as quickly as you used to, is
No,
what I'm
that's
saying.
your perception.
That was the conversation that we had when I said, you know what? I should have never told you how to do that because I'm the one who taught you how to do it. And I
I
was like,
know, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have any impact on how quickly or slowly I respond, though, is all I'm saying.
right. It's not correlated. I just like
Yeah.
to make it be like it's
You
correlated
just be
because
wanting to know. I
I'm
be
like,
like,
have
no,
you seen it?
no.
That's how I gotta go and see if you have made it to your destination and stalking your location
I
since
do
you
the
hadn't.
same thing.
I know? Did you?
I do the
Did you?
same thing.
Did you
I have
make
to
it?
be
An
like,
hour
well,
later.
I'm glad to see you made it safely.
Yes, 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 and yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
As I was saying,
Yes,
my communication style
yes, yes.
could help in building stronger family bonds. Just being able to reach out. You know, I am a person that can be very to myself. And so
Right.
sometimes I just don't reach out as much as maybe I could. So I'll just say that that's one thing that when I think about what could I change, what could help in building family bonds, I think for me, I could improve my communication.
Okay, and I will probably go down the same vein, but just a little bit different. I have to slow down. My communication, my lack of communication, a lot of times is because I have so many things going on in my head at one time. And I'll have good intentions,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
I plan to text so and so back, or I will read a text and be like, oh yeah, I got to respond to that, and then oh, but let me look this up,
I get that.
and now I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
And what was I doing again?
Don't remember, but because now I'm on to this next thing, and so I have to be intentional about staying in my lane,
Mhm.
in the lane that I am presently in, and focusing on the traffic that is in front of me and stop
Right.
looking at the car wreck over
Right.
on the other side of the lane. We talked
Right.
about staying in our lane
Yes.
last month.
Yes.
So I need to stay in my own lane. So I need to slow down and be intentional, more intentional about communicating, and communicating not just on the surface level either.
That's what I was going to say. So sometimes when you are in a conversation, can you feel yourself actually in that conversation really taking in what the other person is saying, having it register? Or are you there and you're just like a filter and you fill some in, some doesn't go in because you have so much going on and you really aren't even taking in everything that they're saying to you?
It really depends. It really depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
Mhm.
depends on the topic,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm interested in what is being said, or if I have too many open tabs in my head. If I
Right.
have too many open tabs in my head, it is
Right.
almost impossible for me to really focus.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to be cognizant of that, because other people who don't know that about me will take how I'm looking at them, or my response or lack of response,
Mm-hmm.
as something negative, as I don't care,
Right.
which is further from the truth.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of times I am taking in what is being said, but a lot of
Right.
times I'm not.
Yeah. But I think that's why we have to be cognizant of being present in that moment and being
Mhm.
there for somebody, because
Right.
you never know if they're at a point where they feel safe enough to share something with you,
Mhm.
and you're not completely there, and they can get that little inkling, just like a little
Right.
flash of, wait a minute, then who knows if what they were about to share,
Right.
could have been instrumental in their healing or their whatever. How
Right.
important was it for them to actually be heard? But because we weren't completely there in the moment with them, what was missed?
Right.
You
Right.
know? So when we think about building strong family relationships,
Mhm.
in any family, all families, there's going to be conflict. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be situations where one family member has upset another family member, um, rightfully or wrongfully. So
Right.
it's all about perception, and each person needs to be heard,
Mhm.
But what role does forgiveness and grace play? What roles do they play in building strong family relationships?
Look, that's the only way that we can grow as a family, that we can continue to thrive as families, is that we offer forgiveness, is that we show grace. 1 Peter 4:8 says, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins.
Yeah.
Listen, we all fall short of his glory, right?
We're
And
all
so
imperfect.
when we understand that, now, don't get me wrong, listen, this is not
A pass.
a pass for people to just do what they feel. Okay? Not
We'll
what we're
say,
saying.
this ain't that.
Ain't. Okay. So, but we do have to offer forgiveness and grace. So, but when you have it where people just keep on doing the same stuff over and over again, okay, it's only so much grace that is abound. I'm not Jesus, okay?
Hmm.
So there comes a certain point where you have to decide where you are in your relationship with that person, and whether or
Yeah.
not you can continue to have the same type of relationship
Right.
with that person,
Right.
family member or not.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. But we do need to offer forgiveness across the board, period, because the forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's for you to be able to move forward.
When, this is what I say. I forgive so I can be free. I can be free. Once I have forgiven you so that I am free, I don't have to carry that with
Right.
me. I don't, because whatever happened and whatever violation, however violated I felt, whatever
Mhm.
wrong I felt was done upon me,
Right.
I can let it go, because we're all with sin. There's
Right.
none of us without sin, and
Exactly.
we're all imperfect. So if I carry that around, then I become heavy. I want to
Right.
be free. I want to be free. That's your stuff. You did it. You did it to
Right.
me. You shouldn't have. I forgive you, though, because you know what? I can't carry that with me. I already have enough. I have enough to
Carry.
carry. So I don't need that too. I don't
And
need that.
the thing about it is, you're carrying it. They're not.
Hmm.
Half the time, they don't even know that they've done something to you.
Exactly.
Because
Because some of us lack communication techniques.
right. Exactly. We're not communicative, right? And so that leads me into the next point that I wanted to make is when we're addressing things, when we're showing grace in families, we have to address conflict early
We do. We should. We
so
definitely
that
should.
we don't let things fester.
Right.
I can recall, and I'm thankful for the relationship that we've developed over the years, because at one point we would have held grudges for years
Years. Yes.
because we're also introverts, so we can go without talking to people.
Right. Right.
Ain't no big deal, and we can hold grudges at the
Right.
same time.
Right.
So
Used to.
we used to. Thank you.
We've grown from
We've
that.
definitely grown from that. We have grown out of that, and
And when
now
you know
we
better,
will
you do
address
better.
exactly. We
Mhm.
address situations in the moment. If not in the moment, then close to in the moment.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
let it go too
We don't
far.
let it go. No, 2-3 years or nothing like
No,
that.
no. Now we've done that before.
That's my point.
Right,
Like we don't
yeah.
let go no
We
2-3
don't,
years.
do that no
We don't
more.
do
No,
that.
we don't do that no more. No more. And praise the Lord, because now y'all get
Amen.
to have pace to
Amen.
purpose.
Okay.
Because
We were on pace
to
to
our
our
purpose,
purpose. We were being prepared.
prepared
We were
for
being
this very
prepared.
thing, to help other
Exactly.
people to
You
understand.
have an understanding that you don't have to do
You
that.
don't.
You don't have to do
You
that.
don't have to
No.
at
Nope.
all.
Well, what you have to do is pray
Hmm.
and ask his
Right,
guidance
right,
in situations like that.
right.
Right. And not because not only are there strength in numbers when we come together, but when 2 or 3 are what?
Are gathered in his name, he will be in the midst.
Exactly.
Matthew 18:20.
Yes. And
Yes.
so I think that because when we come together, we do put him first.
Yes.
And I think for at least on my behalf, that has made a huge, huge difference. So yes, we know that he is always in the midst whenever 2 or 3 are gathered in his name. And I think that this leads us to our conversation for next week, a perfect segue. Next week, we will be talking about navigating challenging relationships within families. Yes, so please join us with that conversation. I think that's going to be a very good
We're going to be telling our
conversation.
business.
And we're going to have some pointers. We're going to have some pointers. So
okay, we ain't got to tell all our business.
No.
Tell all our
It'll
business.
be good.
All right.
But be sure to join us next week.
Just in case we share some.
Right. You never know.
You never know.
To listen to past episodes, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pace to Purpose.
That's right. So until next week, be sure to take your journey one intentional step at a time. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on GSSL Radio.